I will call the meeting to order and welcome our guests. I see Commissioner Brian Stover in the back. Glad to have you with us today.
A person was detected.
And that will remind us to please turn off your cell phones or mute them, please. And with that, I'm going to ask Dr. Catherine Melton of Shepherd's Rest to give our invocation this morning, please.
Father, we just come before you this morning with grateful hearts. We praise you for the abundant blessings that you just pour out into our lives. Lord, we thank you for this board, and we ask you that as they administrate the affairs of our airport, that you would just pour into them wisdom and illumination as they work for the citizens of our county. Lord, just bless them in their health and their families, and continue to grow our county in your will. And in Jesus' name, we give you the thanks and the honor for it all. Amen.
Amen. All right. The first item of business is the approval of the minutes of March 20 meeting. You received a copy of those. Did anybody note any errors or omissions?
Make a motion to approve.
I have a motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next is the approval of the financial statements. You've received a copy of those as well. Did anybody note any errors or have any questions on the financial statement? If not, I'll entertain a motion to approve.
Motion to approve.
I have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next is the airport director's report. Terry.
All right, so this month we had a couple of other exciting events. We had an Army Reserve unit come out and do some parachute training on the same day that we had the Shepherd Rest Charity Fund Run. And since Dr. Milton is here today, I'd like to turn part of my time over to her and just let her address how things went last Saturday.
Good morning.
Morning.
Thank you for letting us come and just give you a little brief overview of how our day went at the airport on Saturday. We had an awesome experience there. We had a great turnout. The best we can figure, we haven't crunched all the numbers yet, but we will, once our overhead is met for the event, we will have cleared about $10,000 to go toward our shelter programs. We had, I think it was about 73 folks that actually registered early and came out and ran with us, and then we had others that showed up. The best our head count was for that day would be conservative to say about 135, 140 people for our first event with our 5K run. So we're excited about that, and we want to thank you for partnering with us and letting us use our beautiful facility. It was an awesome day. The weather cooperated, and it was an event-free day, and everyone that came out had a great time. And the part that was so amazing to me was how many of the folks, Terry, that showed up to participate had never been to our airport before, and when they came, they were amazed at how pretty our facility is and how well it's maintained. And I want to thank you personally, you and Randy, you guys just bent over backwards and this one to accommodate us. You answered all of our questions, and you were just right there. And a lot of our folks actually stayed behind to enjoy the military exercise, and there was a lot of really great compliments over that too. So thank you for trusting us with the facility, and I hope we left it better than we found it.
It was beautiful when you left.
Yes, that's right.
Thank you so much.
Well, thanks again, and we look forward to hopefully partnering with you next year to grow our event because it's absolutely a worthy cause. Okay?
Why don't you tell a little bit about what you do for those that are not familiar with Shepherd's Rest? I think probably most of them know. It's a good idea to tell what you do.
Now, you know, Mayor, you better start clear because when I get started.
I'll go.
Usually can't.
Give the short version.
Well, for those of you who do not know, Shepherd's Rest Ministries is our local family violence crisis intervention program. And we have been providing services to our citizens for almost 22 years. And in that 22 years, we have housed over 3,000 women and children in our program. We partner with Chattahoochee Tech, with Kennesaw State, Georgia Highlands. If the ladies that we're serving need to get their GED or further their education, we partner with our local college community, our adult literacy program. There's so many agencies in the county that work with us, and we just are able to give our residents every opportunity. We're excited. This year we've already been able to touch the lives of 39 folks that have lived, believe it or not, in the crisis house since January. We now have 2 families that are at the transitional level, and everyone right now is just thriving, and we're so excited to have that opportunity. Mayor Austin and Chairman Carmichael and so many of you that have partnered with us over the years, we couldn't do it without the community sponsoring us and standing with us the way that you have. You know, there might be the young woman cleaning your teeth in your dentist office could actually be one of our graduates from our program. We now can count 6 nurses through Chattahoochee Tech that we partnered with. We've got several cosmetology students that have graduated and may be doing your hair right here in the community. So these women have goals, they have dreams, they have aspirations. But unfortunately, sometimes their family, domestic violence gets in the way of what they want to do. And because you care and because you stand with us and behind us, we're able to give these women and their children every opportunity. Doesn't mean that all families have to be broken apart and so forth, but we partner with the family violence intervention programs, and some of our families can actually be restored and reunified in the county, which is the best if we can heal them to the point that there's no violence for those children to grow up in. And we do have some families that have been restored and reunified, and they're doing well also. So thank you, mayors and you know, everyone, for standing with us and believing in us and continuing to help us meet the need of our county. So I told you. We started. Thank you. Have a wonderful day.
That is an excellent example of what a private group can do with the assistance of the public to fill a need, and those numbers are astonishing to most people. And that's not reaching everybody that probably needs the service. So I commend you for the work you've done. Continue doing, all your volunteers who help you as well.
Chairman, before we go on, I want to throw a shout out to Robert Cabrera and Keep Called Them Beautiful. They came out the week before and spruced everything up. They made a complete lap around the outer service road that we were using for the track. They made sure all the trash was picked up, made sure everything was beautiful. Everything really did look great, and so it really was an example of the community and the county coming together to do something good out there with a piece of public property that is there for the benefit of all the citizens. And I just want to emphasize, I hit on this just about every meeting. The airport is there for more than just the flyers. We certainly exist for the flyers and their safety, and the efficient operation at the airport, of course, is a priority. But that airport, you heard her say there was 130, 135 of them. There was another probably 50 to 75 when you include the spectators for the parachute training event. So we were able to contribute to the military, to the community, to women in need, to all sorts of things in one weekend. And it was just a pleasure and a blessing for us to be able to be a part of that.
That's it. That may be a record. I've done something today. All right, the next item is closed session, a requirement for discussion of personnel, real estate, and litigation matters. Is there a motion to go to executive session for those purposes?
So moved.
I have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion and second to enter executive session for the purposes of personnel, real estate, and litigation. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? We shall return shortly, hopefully. All right, I will note that we have adjourned executive session. We met for real estate, personnel, and litigation purposes. We'll have a couple of items related to those issues, and the first of which, we'll skip on down to number 8, is the approval of renewal of the employment contract with Terry Tibbetts as Baldwin County Airport Authority CEO and Airport Director. Is there a motion to approve that renewal?
Make a motion to approve.
Have a motion, is there a second?
Second.
Motion and a second, any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. We had a couple related to the campus and the facilities. Is there a motion on anything to do with that?
I make a motion to relocate the PCAA offices to the vacant office space in the terminal building, renovate the space to add a conference room, a workroom. Budget for the renovations not to exceed $20,000.
All right, heard the motion, is there a second?
I'll second.
Motion and a second, any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Anything else?
Mr. Chairman, I've got under the facilities that you mentioned, I'd like to bring a motion to the board to authorize the CEO, Terry Tibbetts, to renovate the monument sign at the intersection of Highway 278 and Airport Parkway to reflect the FAA-approved airport name of Paulding Northwest Atlanta Airport.
All right, you've heard the motion, is there a second?
Second.
Have a motion and a second, is there any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. All right, we'll move back up to number 7, the approval of the FY19 Georgia Department of Transportation grant in the amount of $155,930.25 for airfield pavement remarking and wetlands mitigation. Is there a motion to approve the grant?
So moved.
I have a motion, is there a second?
Second.
Motion and a second, any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Number 9, approval of the special use permit for West Georgia Youth Science and Technology Center Summer STEM Camp. You received a copy of that request via email. Does anybody have a motion on that request?
Make a motion to approve.
Have a motion to approve. Is there a second? Motion and a second. Any discussion? Terry, you want to say anything about that?
This is just another educational partnership that we have. This one is going to be for the younger kids. You know, we have the high school STEM event every year. Well, this one's going to be kindergarten through 3rd grade, I think it is. And we're, of course, excited to host that for them.
All right.
Turn them all into pilots.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Any other comments or questions from the board? I will invite you, this week is Holy Week, and First Baptist Dallas has a fellowship luncheon every day. We've already had the first 2, and meet at noon and go to 1 o'clock. Get a free, good home-cooked lunch. We have a short devotion by a local pastor from different churches in the area, and a good way to prepare for the Easter season. Everyone is welcome to attend, 12 to 1, today, Thursday, and Friday at First Baptist Fellowship Hall. Anything else? No, the men's class will do barbecue and stew on Friday. Alan Ragsville's famous Brunswick stew. So if you like stew, I challenge you to find any better than that. But anyhow, with that, I wish everyone a happy and a blessed Easter. Remember the reason why we celebrate, and if there's no other business, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn?
Have a motion, is there a second?
Second.
Motion and a second, any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries, thank you.